And hey,
Hello.
hey, we're here. This is another episode of the Courtesy Flush. I'm here with Naresar, also known as
Naresar.
Naresar. Do we like the Nar, like the hard Nar?
I think that's just how it ends up getting said.
All right.
So,
All right. As always, I'm Michael, 19XDX. That X has a little unseen but pronounced itty, like 90, 80, or 80, or 70, like a year. What are we doing tonight?
besides messing things up because, there's no one here to supervise us.
Yeah, Fields,
Or Kelbach.
Crowwind, Cap'n. We own it tonight.
No, my train of thought just completely derailed. Right, so we are here playing Bomber Crew.
Bomber Crew.
Yes.
Okay. Let's take a
Which
look at
is
this.
a game that I have, and will be forcing Kevin to play later. But
Mhm.
for right now, you're getting forced to play with.
Yes.
And basically, it's World War II.
Okay.
You are flying, depending on which we choose, either a Royal Air Force Lancaster bomber. I forget what the main game is, but it's Royal Air Force something. Or you can fly B-17 for the USA.
Okay.
And because World War II,
Mhm.
get to shoot down some Nazis,
All right.
bomb some Nazi ships and missile sites and whatnot, and so all good times around.
So I get to be British, or I get to be USA as fuck,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
That's what that is.
I don't know if you have a preference. I certainly don't.
Well, I'll go vanilla
Okay.
for now. I'll be honest. I did download this game like once and played it for like 2 hours. So
Okay.
I have a passing familiarity, but it's been a while.
Okay.
So go back into it.
No. Hold on. Before
Okay.
you click anything else,
Yes.
I just want to point out to our viewers, or show something to our viewers.
Okay.
Click the memorial.
The memorial. Okay.
Yes. So you get, you can choose like custom names for your crew members, but
Mhm.
they also have default names that generated, which is mostly what I stick to.
Like these ones that have been written over each other.
I don't know why that's doing that. It
Let me see
shouldn't
if
be
I go
doing that.
next and previous. Let me see if I
But
clear. Nope. Yep. They ran out of room, so they started engraving.
well,
over.
it shouldn't be, because if you click next, like this is how often they expect you. Keep going.
Yep. Oh.
This is how much they expect you to die in this game, possibly. I don't know what the global kill rate is, but I feel like I'm doing pretty good, all things considered.
That's for 82 hours. 82 hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
Yep. You have David Davis, Laura Crawford. Did you change anybody's names? Is there anybody?
I don't think I ever did.
Change that today.
Or are you gonna go,
Gonna
name after
gonna
all
name
of our
all
friends? Okay.
There's gonna be
Okay.
There's gonna be a lot of friends.
All right.
Right here. That's where all the friends are going. All right. So, I get a new game, skip tutorial, load game. I don't
So
want
you
skip
want-
the tutorial. I want new game.
Yeah.
Just regular old.
Yeah.
New game. Okay.
And you can just pick an empty slot or
empty
something.
slot. Tartan Nightmare 6.
So the one game I like, that particular game, and I started doing it with the one I current playthrough on the US as the B-17, although I haven't lost a bomber yet there. So I started with, because I noticed they had the camo doesn't matter, and one of the nice things is like you can basically customize paint scheme and all of this,
Yeah.
and all of that costs nothing,
Oh.
and you can change it whenever you want
Okay.
because it has no effect.
Yeah.
And I noticed plaid was an option. And so I painted my plane plaid.
Mhm.
And then I noticed that at some point, I think, I don't know, can't remember if it was available from the beginning, but you can just kind of see there, like on the nose art,
Yeah.
is like a bat.
Yeah.
And it's like, why not?
Yeah, why not?
And so Tartan Nightmare. And then that one got shot down or destroyed somehow. So Tartan Nightmare 2.
Oh, yeah.
I think you can see where this is going.
I see where they go. Okay, I see where a lot of those names came from. All right.
Although I think a lot of those actually survived. It's just the plane this is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can get your landing gear shot up. Oh, we have no volume audio.
Oh, I need to put the game audio up. That's something that a smart person would do.
Oh, and this is all my.
Let's see here.
Also,
Music volume.
music up.
Yeah, I can hear the click now. So we got music and okay, music on. All right, and resume. There we go. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, he said something. But
Yeah. So. Yeah. So you can use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. Right now. Somewhere. Yeah, you see those yellow dots that are popping up around the edge of the screen. You need to press the space bar.
Space bar.
I guess.
Hold thing and move the camera. When zoomed out, the camera will rotate around the bomb. Okay, there we go. All right.
Ah, okay. So it's targets, not actually things shooting at you.
Use space or thing to toggle tagging mode. Look at a marker and tagging it. Okay, so tag. All right. Tagging mode. Okay.
Yeah. So you in this, and you got 3 targets to tag. So you notice those yellow dots along the edge of the screen. Those are showing you things that you have to tag yet. And normally this is going to be enemy fighters that you have to quickly tag so that you can shoot them down before they shoot you down.
All right. Select your gunner with one click. Gunner is this guy.
Yes.
Okay. Send your gunner to the upper gun turret. All right. Get your butt there. Woodbridge. Okay. Select back on him.
He's already selected.
Oh,
so.
he's selected. Okay.
You can also use, I don't know if it would work right now, you can use the number keys, like just along the top.
Yep.
Like, so if you press 1 right now, I don't know if it'll let you. Yeah, it does select the pilot.
Oh, all right. Your navigator will create navigation markers for you. Tag those navigation markers disappear. They stay on course. All right.
So that's spacebar again.
Oh, there's that yellow dot you were talking about. All right. We're receiving reports of enemy fighters in the area. Return to base immediately. All right.
Okay, so next thing to look at, lower right
Okay.
is your radar scope.
Radar.
And it'll pop up with dots there as it picks up enemy fighters, and I think they're behind you. So you got to get those tagged behind you.
All right.
More behind.
I see.
And you can go 360 in the tag mode if you just like move the mouse far enough one way or another.
Just like that.
And you got another navigation marker to tag, and I think you got more fighters behind you. Left.
Oh. Wait. Oh, over here. There they are. Oh, we got some front.
I think you got some to the right too. Oh. And then you got a map.
Okay. Stay on target. Alright, so I'm watching my radar.
So I think you're good at the moment if you want to get out of tag mode.
Okay.
Okay, another navigation popped up. Our landing strip.
Alright.
All right.
go.
So now pilot's going to go in for approach, but you are going to need to lower the landing gear eventually.
All right.
Now, here where everything's kind of easy, lowering landing gear there isn't bad.
Yeah.
Aerodynamics is a thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And having landing gear lowered creates a lot of excess drag, which uses up fuel more quickly.
Yep.
Which, if you're on a long mission, you might be running low on at this point. So this is one of those things of you almost want to drop the landing gear at not quite the last possible, as close to the last possible second as you feel comfortable,
Sure.
or earlier if you have, if you know you have enough fuel.
Gotcha. All right. First leg, when lowered, your pilot will land. Gotcha.
Yeah, so
All right.
this is why a lot of mine, I got up to Tartan Nightmare 6.
Mm-hmm.
Your landing gear can get shot up.
Ooh.
And so if you land without landing gear, that does bad things to the plane.
Yes.
I think actually the worst is if you get one shot up but not the other.
Oh dear.
So then it lands off kilter, and I have yet to figure out a great way of dealing with that.
Ah. All right. Turned painted, or returned and repaired. All right. And our crew also returned. And they're making some tea. And they're at the ready. Exit debrief. We got pigeons hanging out. There's lots of people hanging out. All right. So, recruit. That looks urgent. Okay.
So we need an engineer, another gunner, and a bomber.
Engineer, gunner, bomber. All right. So we got F. Douglas. We got.
And you can customize these names and appearances if you want in a bit here.
Okay.
So the big thing to look for at now, if you click on a name, you'll notice they have different stats.
I see.
Okay. Engineer, one of the main things you might want to start looking for. Okay, so armor, basically their base defense, always a good thing.
Okay.
Cold rating, oxygen, don't worry about too much because you have gear for that.
Yeah.
The big things are armor,
Armor.
and speed, especially for an engineer, because the engineer has to run around fixing things
Okay.
and also run to a gun turret eventually.
Yeah. Okay. So that guy doesn't have as much speed. This guy does. But I like her, so I'll recruit her.
Okay.
Joan. Oh, I can change this. All right. Oh, so we can change them up. All right. So call this nuclear.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can name the engineer Nuclear Carrots.
Okay.
I kind of almost want you to name the navigator Nuclear Carrots.
Oh.
Because the navigator eventually gets an ability to navigate by the stars.
Oh, okay. All right. In this case, let's think. Okay. There you go. PO. PP. Yori. There you go. PP. Ooh. There we go. Alright, and so we need the hair to be as close to pink as possible. Nope. Alright, let's do a nice brown. Eyes. I don't remember. Mouth. Yeah, sure. And okay, there we go. And recruit. Okay. Now we need
So go ahead and pick your gunner now, since you have 3 gunners to choose from. Biggest thing for gunners don't usually move, so the biggest thing is defense. So you want.
I want Mustache Man.
Yes.
Alright. This one will be Crow. Windy. There we go. Hairstyle. That long hair. Well, this is the army after all. Hair color. It's like a blonde.
I don't know if the Royal Air Force was under the Army or not. I know, like, during World War II, the U.S. Air Force was under, like, it was the Army Air Force.
Crow windy hair color. There we go. Nice blonde. He's got. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Recruit. Now we need a bomber. These all are the same, except for this guy. He has some survival. This girl. All right. We will edit them. Gonna make this. There we go. Okay. My crew is full.
And if you go to, I think, training at the moment, real quick.
Training.
We'll get to career in a second. If you want to, like, so click on the pilot, which is the leftmost one. You can edit our pilot.
All right. Well, this is obviously. Ooh. There we go. Captain Cleavetown. I think that's appropriate. We just need some, like, angry eyes. There we go. Alright. Let's see. Navigate.
That's the one that needs to be nuclear carrots. And if you click body.
There we go. Okay. Nuclear carrots. Alright. Big old smile. There you go. Windy and Naresar. Carrots, Cleavetown. Radio op. I'll be the radio op. There you go. Your mouth is perfect. Hair color will be a light brown. There we go.
So the RAF was its own branch as of April 1st, 1918. So it's the oldest independent Air Force.
Oh. So they're still doing their thing.
Well, I mean, they're still I mean, it was its own branch in 1918, as opposed to, like I said, the United States Air Force during World War II was technically under the Army.
Oh, I see. Who should this last person be? They're a gunner.
Sequoia?
Okay. Sequoia. Sequoia. Boss man. There you go. I think that's about as close as we're gonna get. Okay. And yeah. Okay. All right. So we got Captain as the pilot, Peori as an engineer, Nuclear Carrots as a navigator. I'm radio. Boss Man, Sequoia is our one gunner. We got Crowwind as another gunner, and we got you as a bomber. So hey, there we go. We got some custom people. There we go.
Okay.
Crew
So
gear.
crew gear, you can click and equip stuff. I tend not to avoid the full presets because, I mean, a lot of the times you want the same stuff for everybody. Now you actually have to, if you want to actually buy something, you have to either equip or equip to all.
Oh, equip to all. All right. Yeah, equip to all. Flight suit. Basic. Equip to all. There we go. And then are these some like DLCs?
Yeah, so that's DLC stuff I have. Just to point it out because we haven't talked about it much. So the shield armor, obviously, you know, how much of a hit can they take because you will be taking them.
Yes.
The arrows are speed. And the ones on the right are talking about that particular item of clothing. The ones on the left are what the person's full stats are, overall stats are.
All right.
Thermal is how well they resist cold. When we get around to flying at high altitude, that will become important.
Okay.
The O2, oxygen, is how long they can last at, well, there's a couple different stages of how long you can last without oxygen. If you're at a station, you automatically get supplied with oxygen. There are oxygen tanks that allow you up to a couple minutes away from a station, after which you get kind of an invisible health bar decrease until it runs out, and then you pass out, and then you've got to do something about that.
Okay.
The other two symbols, it looks like a TP and a life ring. Those are survival boost for if you have to parachute out. I tend to ignore those because if you get to the point that you're jumping out of the airplane, things have already gone horribly awry. But basically, in theory, like the higher that number is, the higher the chance that that person has to survive, and so you don't have to train and equip a whole new person.
So these are trainings.
Yeah, so you get, as they gain experience, as you go through missions, they'll start gaining skills automatically. So this is just kind of letting you see, okay, what do these skills that you might have unlocked already do?
Okay.
And then click on one of the other crew members. Yeah, I think for everybody else, pretty much, you get a secondary skill set unlocked at level 5, except for the Bombardier, apparently, which is useful.
Right.
And I'll kind of coach you through what you want to pick there, but basically you get to train them as in a secondary job.
All right.
And there's a plan to that, basically.
Okay. All right.
Or I mean, you can do whatever, but there's a prescribed pattern.
I see. Okay. So I can look at my aircraft and.
Let's start with the fun stuff. Oh, well, okay, so a couple of things.
All right.
One, you can rename the plane.
Oh yes. Call this. The Courtesy Flusher. There you go.
Okay, so if you click on livery,
Livery.
base paint, and because I have DLC stuff, there's a lot of them.
Seafoam, the plaid. Oh, gee. Air transport command, assembly.
And like I said, all of these have 0 costs because they do not matter. So it's pick something that looks fun.
Pearl. Ooh. The rainbow, neon disco, turtle shell. Man, there's a lot, huh? Aluminum, battleship gray, very D-Day. Pumpkin spice. That's fun. There's a lot. The little Gramper. Supermarine blue. Go with Pearl.
Okay. And then go ahead and click install.
Alright.
Nose art. These, there are some more that come up, but
That. Custom. I wonder if I can get a toilet on there. Yeah. Let's see here. First, I want to paint everything yellow. There we go. Okay. And now.
I mean, you have the whole square to work
Oh,
with.
I have the whole square. All right.
So,
There we
okay.
go. Okay.
I was gonna say grab brush or something, but
Toilet. All right. So there's that. There we go. And then there's the part that you sit on. and then there's the base. And it's like right there. And then there it's the handle. It's a nice big handle. We'll get some definition here. It's like so, like this, and then we got the nice toilet seat with a nice little. There we go. And then it comes down and around, down and around, and then back to. There we go, and then there's the lid part. And there we go. Nice and clean. We'll even give it a little sparkle. Well, I don't know how I do that. Maybe just put like a little star. So clean. Save. There we go. Alright, engine art. Yes, of course. Oh wait, I've already did that.
hit can't save.
Okay.
Installed is the thing that you want.
Wing art. Of course. Bomber crew.
And you can change the text. Yep.
B. Courteous. No, you spell courteous?
I believe so. Yes.
Alright, close enough. Be courteous. Alright, install. There we go.
Okay.
Look like white text, yes, installed. Alright, cool. Alright. And then you can customize
So yeah,
things.
so one of the first things, and I don't know if you have enough or if it's able to be equipped. Go to gun turrets really quick.
Gun turrets.
Click that ventral turret.
Ventral turret.
Install something. Oh, don't have enough.
Don't have enough.
Okay.
Alright.
That will be the first thing you're going to buy.
Okay.
Because the general plan of attack is that you have, obviously the pilot is piloting, the navigator is navigating, the radio op is radioing. You have 2 dedicated gunners.
Okay.
The bombardier is going to be in the nose, alternating between either the nose gun or as you make your final approach to target the gun, the bomb sites.
Okay.
That leaves your engineer, who is either going to be engineering, such as running a lean fuel mixture so you can go farther, or manning a gun.
Okay.
And that's usually his gun, is that ventral turret.
Ventral turret. All right. So main campaign, gonna click this first one, bomb run practice. All right. Let's see how you handle practice. Let's see how I handle this. Dummy target, bomb on training navigator will route to the target. Okay. Pilot. Take off. And then need to come in here and whir. And raise gear. For some potential damage. Alright, select your bomb aimer. Start missions bomb aimer will be in the nose turret. Okay. Move your bomb aimer to the bomb aiming station directly below the nose turret. Right. Tag the bomb target to fly over it. If you don't destroy it in your first attempt, tag it again. Okay. So tag. Your bomber to open the bomb bay doors. Bomber selected, arms and bombs.
So you can either select all or you can select one or more. Or go wherever they're telling you to go.
Wherever they Oh. Commander's order, crew to investigate report activity off coast. Alright. I suppose you can go back to... Go photograph where we're going on and see you return to base. Oh wait, the bomber takes photographs too.
Yes, okay. He does.
You can just take photos or do the...
No, you can just take photos.
Okay. Tag photograph target to fly over it. Over here.
Well, you can only tag one at a time, so.
Okay.
And if you zoom out, you can then like kind of look to see. Maybe not necessarily that far out, but you can kind of see. Okay, how close are you getting, and you know, should you be expecting it to appear in your bomb sights? Oh, so it submerged.
Oh, it went down.
So you need to tag another target to go take a... Oops, that one submerged.
All right.
There you go.
Submarine is diving. Mark the new heading. The bomber aiming station, take photo, look at bomb site. I think they all went down.
Oh, but left.
Left? Oh, there. Okay. There we go. Okay. Get them. Airbase. Okay.
If I remember correctly, you may want to move your bomber back to his gun turret.
There he goes. Watching radar. Looking okay. But that music don't make me hopeful. Tron TV. Almost there.
Get out of tag mode just for a second. Hit either click on your navigator or yeah. So that's showing you where you have to get.
Keep tagging navigation markers. Oh, it's good to have somebody with faith. Hydraulics have broken down, must be repaired. Okay.
So get your engineer on it.
Engineer this person. Go fix
Not that any, like, you could technically have anybody fix it, but somebody who's a trained engineer or a higher level engineer will fix it faster.
Fix it fast, okay. Okay.
So, hydraulics are very important to keep working.
Yes.
Because without them, at the moment, the important thing is you can't lower your landing gear.
Yeah.
In
Don't
actual
look like the guns would
missions,
work either. Yeah.
the gun turrets do not work. which is problematic.
That's not bad. That's bad.
You also have electrical systems.
Yes.
Which is very annoyingly in the back of the plane. That is important to keep working, because if it goes down, your radar stops working, and therefore you do not know, other than just looking around,
Yes.
you don't know if there's any enemy fighters incoming.
Oh, jeez.
And those are hard to spot if you don't have the radar.
Yeah. Okay.
There's oxygen,
Yes.
which you only really need if you're flying at high altitude.
Yes.
Otherwise, whatever.
Okay.
The other thing, if you notice all of these, there's the 4 icons just above the radar in the lower right. Nope, too late. Lowering the landing gear.
All right.
But anyways, well, leave it lowered. I think you click on your engineer or select your engineer by pressing number 2. You've got quite a bit of fuel left.
All right. We'll just leave that open then.
So you have icons there saying if there's trouble with any of the systems.
I see.
The last one of the 4 I haven't mentioned is fuel. And that's for if there's a hole in one or more of the fuel tanks.
Oh boy.
Which the most straightforward thing there is to have engineer or somebody sitting in the engineer seat at least transfer fuel to the other tank. Although you can send a engineer out walking on the wings to fix fuel tanks, which is usually not needed. Like I said, usually you just toss it to the other side. And that's the end of it, because usually it's, it'll be fine. The big thing you need to go out on the wings end up usually for is for fixing engines, because one, if you have non-working engines, you have increased drag, and so you use up more fuel. The other thing is, if you run out of working engines, the plane stops being a plane and starts being a glider, and that's just no good.
Ooh, that's not fun. Okay, bomb run practice, return to base bonus, no slow time bonus.
Yeah, if you hold down the control key, it activates like a slow time, like a kind of bullet time almost kind of thing. So if you're just like there's too many things to do kind of situation.
You need some bullet time,
Yeah.
All right.
So like I said, the big thing you need right now
look at that,
is that ventral gun.
Ventral gun. Some gun turrets, ventral turrets, and install. There we go. Okay. Back to briefing. Always put them on the wings. This is how you separate professionals from amateurs. Yeah, that's you gotta get them. Oh, I could just choose. Okay, so we have low risk.
I think so green is low risk, blue is medium, red is high.
I see.
So these, because it's early on in the game, are all low risk missions.
Okay.
And one of the things that the base game does better than I think the US expansion does is it will have, especially at higher levels, a range of missions you can choose from. So if you get into a trouble of, oh, I lost half my crew, and I need to retrain them, or I'm my plane got broken up and so I need to start working on upgrading it again, you can do some low risk missions to earn some cash.
Bring yourself back up to
oh, you launched right away.
Yep.
Personal preference.
Yes.
You can do whatever. I usually wait to get the first navigational target activated first.
Oh, okay.
Before I,
Yeah. So you have an idea of where you're going?
Where I'm going, and then there's less things that I'm trying to do at once.
I see.
Hit your engineer quick.
Engineer, hit.
Okay, so you do not have lean yet. That will be a little bit... so since the engineer doesn't have lean,
yes,
honestly just go ahead and have him get in the turret.
Oh, okay. Engineer, get in this turret.
Yes.
There we go.
And you have a navigational thing to hit.
Blink. Oh.
Or, have him Or it's oxygen. Might as well just fix it and get it over with.
How's that just go bad?
Well, you know, mechanical failure and all this, and there's a war on, don't you know? Can't always keep things up on the recommended maintenance levels. Just got too much stuff to do. Gotta patch all those bullet holes, you know.
Any fighters spotted on radar. Shit. Okay. We're looking at the radar. They're right in front of us.
Okay, so you can get out of tagging mode. I think the engineer is done. They can go hop in the turret.
Alright. Get in there.
Okay. And I see the bomb target pop up.
Alright.
So you can tag that, have the bombardier get into bomber position, open bomb bay doors. Last one.
Last one. Oh, this one. Get in there.
They're not in there.
Yeah, they're not. Get in there. There we go. Open doors, select all. Alright.
Now, very rarely do you need all
okay.
bombs, and sometimes it's better to not do that because then you can have multiple runs if need be. You're also getting shot at by fighters because you didn't tag them. Well, you'd probably be getting shot at by fighters anyways, but if you're tagging them, at least you will shoot back. Now, if you want to quick take a picture of that, doing extra reconnaissance work will get you more money and more experience so you can get better upgrades and more upgrades and all that good stuff. Okay, get out of tag mode. Where's your picture?
Alright, intel taken.
Okay.
Alright, let's get back home.
Okay. You may also want to close bomb bay doors because I think those are still open and that's drag, you know?
Yep.
And also get your bombardier back in a turret to shoot at stuff.
Bomb gear. Oh, we're going to slow on ammo.
Finish tagging things first.
Alright.
Okay. This is where keyboard shortcuts become important. So get out of tag mode.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. You see those guys that say all ammo used?
Yes.
Okay. You're going to need to click on them or number command, and then you're going to hit R.
R.
Yes. That's going to have them go get ammo from the container.
Oh, okay. I see.
And if you... Maybe when you're not trying to tag a fighter.
I think I got him. Uh-oh. That looked like a wheel.
Yep, this is about to get interesting. Okay. Okay. This is about to be bad. Click on your pilot.
Okay, pilot.
Okay. Get up to medium altitude. Oh, shoot, you don't even have it. Shoot.
What do you mean?
Emergency dive.
Emergency.
Okay.
Oh,
No, not emergency land, emergency dive.
Okay.
Okay, get your engineer. Number 2.
Okay.
Okay. Zoom in. Have them grab a fire you don't have a... Do you have a fire extinguisher?
I don't think so.
Okay. Get them into the engineer seat. You have a fuel leak.
Oh, wait. Engineer seat. Okay.
Okay. I think... Okay. You have a leak in that left tank. Put it to the right. Everything to the right. Okay. Okay. Then go fix the electrical panel. Then that gunner that's Top Gun in hit number 6. Okay. See how low health they have?
Yes.
Okay. Either click on the rest bed, or if you hit F, that's shortcut key for telling them to go heal.
Okay.
And then at the end, they will heal automatically.
Okay.
For right now, tag the airfield. Do not lower your landing gear. Okay. He's going to attempt to land and then say, oh, I don't have landing gear lowered, even though you don't have really landing gear left at this point. But we're going to do some stuff.
Okay.
Okay? So have your engineer go get back in his seat.
Okay. Engineer in your seat.
Okay. We're going to try... we're going to see how much fuel you have left, how you're doing on fuel. So that's by the engineer, is the one who knows fuel levels.
All right.
Okay, so you have nothing in the left tank 1
Right.
because it had a hole in it, and we
Okay.
tossed everything to the right.
Yes.
So the one in the right is all the fuel you have, period.
Okay.
We are going to try to delay this as much as possible
Okay.
because we're going to try to get everybody that we can healed up first.
Oh, okay.
Because you do not have landing gear.
Uh-huh.
This will be bad.
Oh, okay. So everybody needs to be
Like, in order to give everybody the best chance of survival,
Yes. Okay.
we're going to get everybody healed up.
Okay.
So while you're at it, have the navigator go next.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm going to have you fix that engine with the engineer.
Okay.
Not the fuel tank, the engine.
Oh, and,
So if you zoom out, you still need a mount on the wing.
Okay.
Zoom out a little bit. Wrong wing. See that engine that's flashing? Left engine. Left inmost engine.
This one? Oh, this one. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one you want him to go
All right.
fix.
Gotcha.
Okay. Get the navigator going. Do not get the pilot going because the pilot kind of needs to fly. I mean, we can end up trying to heal the pilot and have somebody else take over piloting, but I think we're just going to chance it.
All right.
You don't have anybody, well, I mean, other than the fact that we named these people after our friends, so ideally they all survive. But let's be honest here, that wasn't going to happen.
Okay. So healed up.
So how you had to go get ammo. So engineer's done fixing that engine. He can get back inside. We won't worry about the fuel tank.
All right.
And we're going to see how much fuel we have left. That ammo thing is something you're going to have to watch out for, especially with the, at the moment, your bombardier in the front turret and your rear gunner have, if you notice, quite a walk to get to the ammo.
Yeah.
Eventually you will have options to buy gun turrets with ammo belts, which basically automatically, like, you don't, they still have to change ammo belts, but you don't have to walk to get more belts, basically.
All right.
And so basically, as soon as you can, you're going to be equipping those with things that have the automatic belt feeders. The ones in
away.
Because they're far away, and the gunners and the bombardier end up being, you just armor them up.
Okay.
Like all the flak jackets, you don't care about them speed because they're not, like, they're going to be getting shot at. Okay, so at this point, I think we're just going to go for it. So if you click on the pilot, hit lower gear, even though we don't really have gear anymore, but, you know, details. So that's some of the stuff that's going on beyond with that. The ones in the middle usually, because the ones with the automatic belt feeders are heavier guns, so you only, I mean, it's not real super physics, but physics are involved. You do have a weight limit for your plane, so you're balancing, you know, whatever armor and guns and whatnot. So that's a thing to like. So usually the two middle guns, the top gun and the belly gun,
Oh God.
So the good. Okay, so I think we have 3 people who died straight up. If you notice, there was a timer there,
Yeah.
and this will happen in midair too. Like they'll get shot and they'll be down, but you'll have a couple minutes to like get a first aid kit and patch them up.
Yeah.
One, we lost the bomber, if you noticed.
Yes.
So that's going to have to be something. But so usually if that happens and there's the timer and you're on the ground, you're usually okay because it'll go through, like it'll go like finish timeout before like the person times out. But I noticed a couple of those seem to be permadeaths.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay. So, if you notice,
Yes.
your pilot got a new skill.
Yes.
Emergency dive.
Emergency dive.
We needed that earlier.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, unless you need to be at low altitude to spot something, or specifically at low altitude to drop whatever supplies or something, you generally want to be flying at medium altitude. Because at medium altitude, the pilot can do an emergency dive, and it'll put out an engine fire.
Okay.
Without you having to buy extinguishers. Well, there's a couple different extinguishers. One, there's the one, and I think we're going to have to see if we can't get a couple more of these. For inside the plane. But there's also extinguishers that are just for the engines. But I don't think I've ever equipped a plane with them because, again, you can just emergency dive, and it'll put it out.
All right. So we need some gunners and a new bomb.
Yes.
Okay. Gunners. Alright, well these guys are fast anyway. Okay, and bomber. 100, 110. That's about it. Okay.
For the gunners and the bombardier, armor is more important than speed. Not that there was anybody that had
anything to choose from. Flight suit. Equipped to all. Headgear. Need a vest. And flak vest. Alright. And that's all we got. Okay.
So go to aircraft.
Aircraft.
We'll see if we have to put a ventral. We'll let you do that in a second. But yeah, go ahead and get another ventral gun on there.
Alright.
This is the one, and I don't know if you want to change the name again, but I know you probably want to go do your paint job again. Oh, hey, Betty.
Hey, Betty.
I'm doing okay. Michael, are you doing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Okay.
Alright. It's not really letting me choose the new ones.
It should. Like, are you actually clicking? Not.
Clicking. Right.
Or is it wiggling too much because of the...
It might be. It's being a little weird.
Try putting up on the couch arm for a second.
Alright.
Okay, I think
Yeah.
you might... I don't know if you want to scoot over so you can set... Or try setting that someplace else. That I think it's just wiggling too much.
Maybe.
So you need to install that, by the way.
Install. Okay, that's installed. Now we get our custom art. Our engine art. Our wing art. And our waist text. It's going to be white. That wasn't very fast model.
And then you have to install.
Okay, and then the name, the runner duck, is the courtesy flusher 2. Let's see if I can beat that Tartan 6. All right. Okay.
Okay, and I don't think you have enough money to get anything else, so...
I got exactly 100. Okay. So now we got some medium missions. Okay. This is a
I
sub
wonder
hunt.
why it's medium, because those should be...
Battery ammo dumps. Alright, I'm going to give this another enemy damage down. Oh, that's nice for the next 2 missions.
Before you hit beginning mission, just
Yes.
real quick. Hit back.
Back.
Hit enemy fighter aces.
Enemy fighter.
Okay. These people will come into play as we go on.
Okay.
They're basically... They're going to be flying, like, super planes of some sort. Like, at the low end, they're not going to be anything super amazing or anything, but just, like, more powerful plane kind of things.
I see.
And you get extra money for killing them,
Ah, alright.
in addition to whatever money you get from just completing the mission.
I see.
So you can go ahead and go back and
Okay.
move on. Campaign map is
Oh,
the thing that you want to
campaign
claim.
map is that. Okay. And then this red one is enemy ace in mission area. Short
Yeah.
duration, high risk. One of our brave Spitfire pilots had a run in the channel, had to ditch in the drink, locate the poor fellow and drop survival gear to keep him safe until he's picked up. Search and rescue. If I took this, what are my chances of just dying again?
Given that it's you,
Yeah.
probably very high.
Alright, well, we'll ignore that one then. Just do another bombing run. Begin mission. Alright, navigator. Where am I supposed to go? Oh, there we go. We got heading. Okay. Boink. Okay. And take off.
And I'd recommend setting it to medium altitude.
Medium. Alright.
Okay. Check your engineer. Does the engineer have lean yet? Nope. Get him to that turret right away then.
Okay.
Oh, as soon as you get landing gear up too.
Oh, that's right. Raise gear. There we go. It's important. Gotta remember that. Hey, Biddy. It's nice to see you.
Check your not the radio op, number 4. Nothing yet. Okay. But if you, so if you click on each person, they'll tell you a little bit about what option, like you'll have things about options for their station at the moment. The pilot and the engineer have usually the most important things. Anybody who's manning a gunning station will have, depending on how good they are at gunning, possibly some extra ammo choices, which is nice. But so, for example, if you select your navigator, number 3, okay, if you notice that second panel, next waypoint, is showing how long it's going to be till they generate the next navigation.
Oh, this guy.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Nearby hazard.
Oh, there's one of your targets, though.
Okay. Not.
Okay. So,
Okay.
probably want to get your...
Bomber in position.
Yeah, and you also got enemy fighters to tag. So open doors and get tagging those fighters.
The hell? Oh, there.
Okay.
Okay.
How soon is your bombing coming up? Okay. I saw at least one more. There's your other target. I also see a photo mission if you want.
Alright. Photo mission. Photo mission.
I don't see it anymore.
Alright. Target these. Let's go home. Uh-oh. 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 Okay. There's a lot of them.
So, going to be perfectly honest here.
Yes.
Unless you are in a lot of trouble and are pointed for, you also might want to get your bombardier back into turret.
Oh, yes. Okay.
And also, so click on one of your other gunners. One of them is low on ammo. I don't know who, so you're gonna have to go through it and figure out who. He wasn't.
He wouldn't be. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
358, 198.
Okay. He needs to reload.
Okay.
And check your engineer as well.
Okay.
Although you may be out of danger at this point. Yeah, you're out of danger at this point.
Okay.
So this is one of those things. Like, there's a reason I keep telling you 1, 2, etc.
Yes.
Because that's much easier than trying to find them to click on them. And allows you to quickly kind of scroll through who's where and needs what.
Okay.
And I told you most of the time you want to be flying at medium altitude. As you get over England again,
Yes.
and you can check to see if you're over England by, checking how the navigator is doing. Once you get back over England, generally you can drop to low altitude, and therefore you have less of this waiting to land.
Yeah.
Oh, what else do you need to know? But yeah, so you start off with 3 belts. One is a loaded, so you'll see just like the /2. The /2 is going to tell you how many more ammo belts are waiting to be loaded up. And then the first number is how many rounds of ammunition you have left in that particular belt.
Right.
Depending on how quiet it is at the moment, you may want to have them just reload.
Okay.
Like, go get more belts.
Gotcha. Okay. There we go. Okay.
So you survived!
We did it. Everybody returned.
Okay.
Lean? Oh, good.
So this is, hit continue. I think it should probably explain what those are. Yeah. So lean for the engineer, very important.
Okay.
Basically, your takeoff checklist should be tag first navigation target, takeoff, raise landing gear, hit lean.
Hit lean. Okay.
Like in that order.
All right.
And then you tell the engineer to go get in turret as you start tagging enemy fighters.
Okay.
Radio for recon is a radio operations skill. You can get information about there being flak in the area, or possibly there being reconnaissance opportunities in the area.
Okay.
And I think we just kind of missed it that we had flown too far north after we first saw it or something. I usually recommend hitting those because, again, extra money, you're there anyways, unless you're like really stressed about something.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so you got some more crew gear. I have no idea what, I wasn't paying attention to what crew gear it was.
Flight suit. You get the basic black.
It's not giving you any benefits, so who cares?
Put on the winter jumpers. They're pretty expensive, but well,
they're kind of okay. So here's the thing:
they're not good for much.
I'm gonna give you a hint here.
Okay.
Don't worry about thermal.
Okay.
Because all of your cold that you need to get to be at high altitude is going to come from the electric gloves and electric boots.
Okay.
Or electrically heated boots and
Gotcha.
electrically heated gloves.
All right.
So mostly everything else you want to be focused on armor.
Okay.
Um,
Boots give me armor. Just a little bit, though.
yeah.
Is it worth it?
Maybe hold off because you probably have better things to be spending or saving up money for at the moment.
Okay.
So hit aircraft. Let's see what else we got there.
Okay. We have gun turrets. We have the Mark IIs.
Yes. Which you could afford to equip a Mark II somewhere.
Okay.
If anywhere, I'd probably go with that mid-upper turret. That's the one on top. That usually is the one that gets the most work.
All right.
Systems. Okay, so you have engine extinguishers. Like I said, I have never equipped one of those.
Okay.
Because
you just do an emergency.
You just do the emergency dive. So then you have an armored fuselage, and if you notice, there's different sections of the plane. Okay. And we can get. And generally, the plan is. So you see the order that they're presented up there, left to right.
Yes.
You upgrade it right to left.
Right to left.
Wings get shot up a lot.
Okay.
Also, that's going to protect your fuel tanks, although you also have fuel tanks that you can upgrade themselves. The tail gets shot up a lot because if you know anything about World War II fighters, the guns are mounted so they point forwards. So the tail tends to get a lot of hits.
We'll just go all of for a mission.
Okay.
See what it feels like.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
But generally, and there's a couple of things that as they pop up, we might talk about getting more than others. But generally, the upgrade path is guns, then armor, then systems.
Gun, armor, systems.
Systems is like your electrical system, your radar, your oxygen, your hydraulic. There are some of those that, keep to the main. So secret missions, secret weapons is another DLC thing that kind of goes along with the main stuff.
Okay.
They're just extra missions, so we can stick to the main campaign at this point.
All right.
So there are things like we might do out of order, like if we've got decent guns but we really are taking a lot of hits, we might upgrade armor sooner than later. Depending on what comes up with systems. Like if you notice, like your radar is really slow.
Yes.
The radar upgrades are basically that it goes, like, detects further out and scans faster. So it's easier to spot things because, as you noticed, fighters only. You probably want to just leave him in the turret for right now. Like, you only really need him
once I have the thing marked.
Once you, like, you're on your approach is when you tell him to get there, because otherwise he's too useful shooting at other stuff. Where else was I going with this? So that's one upgrade you can look at. Some of the hydraulic and electrical upgrades we might look at sooner than later because they provide like more reliability or more power so that you turn turrets faster and stuff. Also bomb bay doors are hydraulic.
Okay.
And one of the benefits of having more hydraulic power is that
Do I want to go higher, or because they can't navigate because of the clouds?
So generally, if you can't navigate, it's drop lower, unless it's at night and you have navigate by the stars. But for right now, okay, I was going to say leave it at medium.
Leave it at medium. All right.
So, you can go a little while without navigational updates.
Okay.
So I was going to say just leave it go for a spec to see if we get out of this cloud cover a bit, which it looks like we might not be able to. So yeah, go ahead and drop down to low altitude.
All right. Going low.
Hit your engineer. Okay, so still almost out of lean, but okay, you got fighters. Get them tagged. And then after you get them tagged, you're probably going to want to have your engineer just go get in the turret at this point.
Okay.
And I think we had our first target popped up. Okay.
Okay.
Bombardier needs to get those bomb bay doors open.
Yes. Bombardier. Get in there. Arm. Doors.
I think he submerged too quickly. But I see a photo target. You might as well go hit.
Okay. Okay.
You can arm bomb, like you can have bombs armed without the doors being open. You won't be able to release them.
Okay.
So you can just leave that armed.
Okay.
And then there was a thought with that. Oh yeah, generally if I don't have something armed already, I'll just go ahead and open the bomb bay doors first, because that will take a couple seconds versus arming a bomb is just quick.
Gotcha. And okay. And then they said there were enemies on radar.
No, don't look around. If you think you know kind of like where the enemy fighters are, don't look. There you go. Don't look away from them.
Yeah.
Because either you might like find them, or next time that the radar sweeps around, they'll be closer.
Okay.
Okay. Now get out of tag mode, because is there a target available? That's like not something you can eat. Like usually, you see something, I'm going to tag it.
Yeah.
If you're just looking around and it says there's targets available at ground or sea level, so somewhere around, pan your camera around, you gotta find them. There it is. Tag it. Tagging is, okay, there's something I need to tag.
All right.
If you don't need to tag something, if you're just looking, you can just pan the camera around, basically. Okay, now you were heading towards the target. Are you still heading towards the target?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Got him. Okay.
Also, you see that ammo counter, that ammo icon?
Yes.
Okay, means he's low on ammo.
All right.
Get him reloaded.
All right.
Might as well have actually everybody except for the bombardier. So that's going to be 5, 6. Well, you just did 6. So 5, and then R, and then 2 and R, because your engineer is gunning as well. So then, how's your next target looking?
I think they submerged. Oh, wait, no. There's one over there. I missed him.
So fuel is an engineer thing. So I mean, there's no fighters at the moment, so you can send the engineer to go back to his station, and actually her station because it's still a PO. We haven't killed her yet. And you could actually start running lean just because, since there's nothing else for them to do. Okay, so go ahead, close those bomb bay doors, and get lean running and get the heck out of here. Okay, you knew there were fighters there.
Well, I got the one, but
You stay pointing in that direction.
All right.
So that next sweep, you can, that you're right there and you can spot them right away.
All right. Looks like they were leaving away. All right.
Yeah? You got lucky then.
All right.
Yeah, you can have the navigator get back in the gun turret just in case something pops up. I think you got a navigation on target waiting to be hit.
Under that cloud cover.
And if you want to, at this point, since we're back over England, if you notice in the upper left, there's a double arrow, basically a fast forward.
Oh. Just hurrying myself along.
Yeah.
All right.
So, since there's nothing really that we need to be managing, usually I tend to turn it off before I go to make the final landing.
Just because of physics?
Just because so that it doesn't do anything stupid, basically.
Yeah. Kerbal Space Program is like that. All right, with 19 minutes. For some reason it said like 11 at some point, but
the fuel usage, unless you're flying level, does bonkers things.
Oh, okay.
Because if you're climbing, you use up a bit more fuel, so that skews the average one way. If you're going down in altitude, that takes less fuel, so that skews it another way.
All right. Focus and focus.
Right. So focus is a gunnery skill. Basically gives them short duration of higher accuracy.
Okay.
Best used in, in combination with, some of the special ammo that you eventually get.
Let's see, crew gear. Flight suit. They have the basic olive.
So that's just going to be a color change is all.
All right, but it does nothing. Okay.
Well, nothing different than
Nothing
what you
different
have.
than what I already have. Okay.
There is a thermal flight suit, if you notice. Which again, I tend not to worry about the thermal and survival stuff.
That's good. Well, do I want to worry about equipment or do I want to worry about aircraft as far as money goes?
That's kind of up to you. I tend to do a little bit more with the aircraft.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you get into the area of you can start training people to do other jobs.
Okay.
And your bombardier, who, if you noticed, spends a lot of time in a gun turret.
Yeah.
You probably want to train him as a gunner.
Okay. Train. All right.
So eventually they will unlock all of the skills that the regular gunners will get.
Gun turrets. So we did mid, upper, ventral, tail.
What are we getting? 1250. That's a ways away. See what we got going on with some of the others.
Right.
So if you notice, engines have different armor ratings and different weight lift ratings. And it's a balancing act between those and, you know, trying to get the most armor for your plane while still, you know, being able to fly your plane.
I got nose art. I could have cat's eyes. Yeah, no way. My toilet's awesome. Okay. Same thing. Alright. Systems radar. Radar Mark II. Upgrade radar has improved range and sweep frequency.
I would probably say this is because this is cheap enough to go for it.
Alright.
Because if you notice, it had -2 for sweep time.
Yeah.
So it was at a 7, so cutting it down to a 5 is fairly significant. Ooh, and equipment racks. I didn't even think of these.
Oh.
So I don't know if you have enough money to get anything, and you don't have the big ones unlocked yet. So equipment racks hold, and you have one there. You eventually unlock ones that have multiple slots. They have. No, that's probably a good idea. Yeah.
I could probably get main here too. Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
All right.
So equipment racks are going to be very important going forward. The pigeon and the dinghy is just survival bonuses, and why they don't weigh a whole lot. They're money that you can better spend on stuff, making sure you don't need them by actually surviving in one piece. Anyways, so equipment racks hold important things like first aid kits for when crew get shot and you need to save them from dying.
Yes.
Fire extinguishers, so that when your electrical system sparks up, you don't burn to death. Parachutes, in theory. I think only once. I think at this point what you want is you just want to go towards get the enemy ace.
Enemy ace, okay.
Because otherwise that's a pretty easy mission.
Yeah.
So I think the only reason it's saying high risk is because the enemy ace is there.
All right.
But should be one of the early ones. Shouldn't be that bad.
All right.
I don't think I mean, you could try. I don't think you're quite ready to take on one of the critical missions. But anyways, so the only time I have had enough parachutes for everybody was and I think you're going to want to stay at low altitude here because you have to drop the supplies from low altitude, so might as well keep there.
All right.
Yeah, supplies must be dropped from low altitude.
Parachute, it will drift if dropped too high. Okay.
Raise gear and run lean.
Run lean.
But I would say that as soon as you do drop your supplies, after you get your bombardier back in the gun turret, probably get back up to medium altitude just in case something does happen to an engine.
Okay.
Where was I going with this? Oh, right. The only time I've loaded up on enough parachutes for everybody in the crew is the time I was chasing after an achievement that was, you're going to want to fix that.
Oh, okay. Get in there.
Was chasing after an achievement for bailing out the entire crew. Other than that, I have like 1 or 2. And that's only because if I need to send out somebody on the wing, I prefer to send them out with a parachute just on the off chance. Like, if you send somebody out on the wing, do not do any maneuvers. Do not emergency dive. Do not corkscrew. Do not even think about turning too hard. Like, turn, yes, if you have to, but it's maybe not the best idea. I have lost an engineer or 2 doing that. Okay, the oxygen don't. No, wait, that's the... You just fixed the hydraulic.
I did just fix it.
Okay, we might need to get a new hydraulic system sooner than later just to improve its reliability. That was a... Oh, this is... Yeah, this is going to be enjoyable.
All right. Low altitude. The doors stop you by any means. Spotted.
Okay, get ready to tag stuff.
Okay.
Tag fighters first before you tag the supply drop. Okay, so now you can tag the supply drop.
Okay.
And you're going to need to get him ready to do that.
Okay. Open doors. Oh shit! I think I passed over it.
Then get ready.
All right.
Retag it. Go back around for another shot.
Okay.
And you got more fighters. Get those tagged. Okay. Get ready for your bomb drop.
Okay. Oh, I hit supplies.
Well, you needed to hit those, but you should have hit those sooner.
Yes, I should have. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Close doors. Get him back in the turret. Get your engineer doing something.
Okay. Load. Get in there. Engineer. In the seat.
I don't know, maybe a gun, since there are things shooting at you. Also, maybe medium altitude, on the off chance that you get an engine shot. Just saying. Also, I believe your rear turret gunner is out of ammo.
Oh, photo op. Okay.
Okay. You see number 5 there? See how he has a red exclamation point next to him? That's kind of a big thing.
It's a reload, right?
Okay. And if you're going for a photo op, you might want to get that bombardier ready.
Bomber. Gotcha. Okay.
Ooh, you're going to need to be at low altitude if you want to take a picture. Okay. Notice your fuel tank is shot.
Okay.
So you doesn't have to be the engineer. Get the navigator to do it. He's going to be right there.
Okay. Get in that seat. Navigator. 3. Get in that seat. Okay. It's got to go here.
Okay. Get him back into his seat.
Okay.
There's your photo op. Tag it again.
Okay. Gonna be.
Okay.
Low altitude.
And notice you got a guy out of ammo again. Okay. Okay. Somebody's out of ammo again. Also, I think you have an engine on fire or something.
Yep.
So that means you probably want to climb to medium altitude.
Okay.
And stay here, and at the first opportunity, emergency dive.
Okay.
Emergency dive. It's available. Hit it.
Okay.
Also, your bombardier is not shooting, which may be a thing.
Okay. All right. Get in there.
Okay. Oh, and it's back on fire again. So obviously it didn't dive long enough. Okay. So I think we're out in the clear as far as enemies are concerned. So you can get your engineer doing I would probably fix the engine.
Okay.
That's the fuel tank, but
Oh, shit. Alright. Engineer. Everybody's getting cold.
why are you're... Yeah. I'm surprised they're getting that cold. Because you're not up that high.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's because the sun went down or something. Where's your hit your navigator? Where the heck are you?
Oh, they were...
Okay, so you're headed back north. I was making sure you were headed the correct direction.
Alright. What's that one mark?
That was where your target was.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so get your engineer back inside.
Okay.
And as soon as they hit that seat, get them running lean, because I suspect you might be low on fuel.
Okay.
You're not doing terribly.
Yeah. Did we get the ace?
No, you did not.
Oh, shit.
Obviously, you did not have good enough firepower to get him.
I see. He got pretty low, though.
And that's the thing, like, they will get low, but...
we gotta get them before they get low.
Well, so I don't know what exactly the timing is, but basically they will fly around you either so long or until you get so close to home, at which point they turn around and fly away.
All right.
But on the plus side, you survived, and you should land in close enough to one piece that you won't have to, you know, start from scratch as far as your airplane is concerned. I don't know exactly how they choose what, but I do know that if you crash at higher levels, they don't give you like a completely new aircraft. Like it has at least some of the air upgrades, but never as many as you had.
Yeah.
Which is very annoying. So.
Oh, let's zoom in and out. Okay. And I can go rotate. There's a lot to keep in mind. Alright. He did not die. And alright. Did it.
Woohoo!
Okay. Still alive. Alright. Turn to base, no slow time. Optional recon photo. Alright. Got some corkscrew and custom heading.
So corkscrew, I never tend to use that much. Basically, if you're getting lit up by some like one of the big heavy fighters, and you just need to get it off your tail for a moment, that's one thing that you can do.
Right.
The problem is that also messes up your navigation heading, so you have to then get re-navigated.
I see.
Which is why I don't tend to use it that much.
Huh.
Custom heading is useful for the navigator. Basically, you can say, like, so as you notice, the navigator just, like, kind of says, okay, we're headed here.
Yeah.
The custom heading allows you to say, okay, we're going to fly this direction. And that's useful because you're... like, you can use it to navigate around potential hazards if you want to.
Damage, less ammo.
So notice what it is, I mean, yes, I think it's more weight, if you click on it. Significantly more, so we're going to have to probably do some engine upgrades here. The reason why it's giving you such a high like why it has such a low ammo is because it fires slower. So like each bullet will pack more of a wallop, but you're getting less rate of fire, but that depends on how balanced it out.
Okay.
Usually the recommendation, I don't know if I've ever really used them that much. I've heard recommendations elsewhere to not do cannons until you have higher level gunners.
So fuselage, we can now have lightweight fuselage.
So lightweight has less armor, but weighs less.
Yeah.
Which, you know, is a thing. I think the big thing you're going to need right now is notice you keep. Well, actually, I guess that didn't go up by that much. You're butting up against here pretty soon.
My weight limit?
Your weight limit, so you might want to think about what you can do about engines.
Okay.
I think if you want more armored fuselage, you could do that at the moment, or you might want to just look at getting better guns. Like get the rear turret.
Tail turret.
1250. I'm trying to think if you would get enough experience on the next run to get the ammo feed. One with the ammo feed, so he wouldn't have to be running reloads.
He probably would. Yeah. 1250, because they usually get 150 per mission.
Yeah.
So that bumped me up, so I should wait on turrets.
Yeah, wait on that one at least.
Right. And then engines, I've only got... How do I know what my weight limit is?
Lower
right
left.
Here? Oh, okay.
So it's got
50
current
to
weight
on
and
it.
then the limit.
Alright.
So I suspect you're going to need an engine anyways.
Okay. So we'll go engines. We'll go... That decreases my weight limit. I want the standard. Because I want armor.
And you might just want to save what you've got, because you've been doing fairly good as far as taking hits go.
Alright.
So you might just want to save it and get the turrets.
Better guns with auto feed. Alright.
Yeah. And like I said, you don't necessarily need it on all of them. You just need to pay attention to who's running out of ammo. But it's mostly for the mostly for, like I said, for most of the game, your most important to have them is the front and rear turret, because those are the ones that it's a hike to get rearmor, like pick up ammo, whereas the upper and lower ones are just right next to it practically. So it's just
It's easy for them to do, yeah. Alright. Take off.
And you should be okay at, well, try it medium, see how you do.
Go medium. I just start running lean now.
I always wait for it to get off the ground first, because I noticed lean and you could run it now that you're off the ground. It doesn't, it seems not to climb as fast when you're running lean.
Makes sense.
Which, when you're trying to get off the ground, is a bit of a problem.
Yeah, you want to get off that ground. Oh. Don't know what that was. For those of us who don't have as keen a hearing as we do, there sounded like somebody dropped a bundle of potatoes on our roof.
See, I thought it came from below us.
It probably came from below. It just sounded, to me, it sounded like it came from above, but I have bad hearing. Well, yeah, I wouldn't call it bad. No, I'd call it bad. Would you call it bad?
I don't know.
All right. All right. Okay. Any oh, okay. Here we go.
So you got that's.
Are you kidding?
And then as soon as he's done with that, or he is done with that, probably get her and just get in the turret.
All right.
There's target number 1.
Okay. Get the bomber.
Now, if you want to go get that photo target right now, because we're pretty close to it. Okay, so you're going to have to re-tag, wait for it to fly a little bit lower.
Alright.
But then, yeah, re-tag and circle back around, and I think you got fighters incoming too.
Okay. Yep. Okay, I gotta get the engineer in.
You need your engineer to fix the electrical system first, because now you have no radar. You're also about to lose 2 engines if you don't do something. Also, your pilot has the option of aborting mission.
I see.
Which...
Ross, no!
So you remember you can also send them to the med bay to heal. I don't know if you want to do that. You know what? Abort. Yeah.
Well, I already...
Oh, did you already click
I
it?
already bombed the
Oh, was it the only one? Oh, it was only the one. Okay, never mind then. So then what you want to do is you want to have your engine navigate bombardier, close the bomb bay doors so you're not using up fuel, and then get them into a turret.
Close doors.
I thought this was... Okay, why is your engineer just doing nothing? You can't fly at high altitude yet, so don't worry about that. But yes, that is the thing.
Yes.
Like, if you can fly at high altitude and just avoid them,
Yes.
that is like a strategy. Oh, and somebody's... So, you see that med kit in the back is the only one you got?
Yes.
You need to get somebody there and grabbing it. I'd say probably get Ross. He's going to be closer.
All right, Ross, go. Go. Ross, why aren't you going? Go. There we go.
Okay, and you also have an engineer out on the wing, which...
Back in.
Okay, and I think at this point...
Ross can go help his friend.
You should be over England if you check with your navigator. Oh,
yes.
there's the flight field there.
Okay.
By checking with the navigator, I meant like clicking on the navigator to see where on the map you are.
All right.
Because usually once you get over England, you're safe.
Yeah.
Like, all the enemy fighters are going to skedaddle.
Okay. I thought that was supposed to be an easy mission. Okay. Barrett. Should reload. You can reload this one. Not that you need to. Why don't we have you run lean? How we doing? Coming in. Alright. Man, that was a new engine and everything.
Well, the benefit of, like, if you manage to land the
Yeah.
plane in, like, not a million pieces,
Yeah.
everything gets automatically repaired. You don't have to upgrade it. It's if you crash and burn,
Yeah.
that's the problem.
We're all alive. And we blew up that one place. Okay. Mission success, and we're doing a good job. Okay. Did pretty good. Alright. 2-slot equipment rack, gun turrets plus ammo feed, and sea survival vest.
Okay.
Alright.
My recommendation would be the turret with the ammo feed on the rear turret.
Rear turret.
Um,
Gun turrets. Tail turret?
Yep.
Okay. Ammo feed. Stall.
Okay. And then hit equipment. If you go to mid front,
Mid
how much is a 2-slot equipment rack?
2-slot is 2,500.
Okay. We're going to save up for that.
Okay.
Because you noticed you had to use a med kit
Yes.
to keep your one crew member from dying?
Yep.
And that was your one med
That was
kit
my
that
one
you
med kit.
have. So, you probably kind of need some more so
Mhm.
that you can, save more than one
Yes.
person.
Probably would be.
And then hydraulics is going to need to get something done with the first opportunity.
We need so many more missions to get better hydraulics. Electrical systems, everything's expensive. Jeez. Let's see here. Wings.
I think you're doing... I wouldn't mess with the fuselage for right now.
All right.
You're doing okay.
Okay.
And I don't know that there's really anything in the way of... You mean you can check to see what the crew gear was, but I don't
Yeah.
think there's anything you really
Anything
need.
Special.
This was the one I was thinking of that's the 2 drops.
Okay. Enemy damage down for the next 2 missions. Is that like a perk of... Is that random, or is that a perk of me doing something particular?
For particular missions have particular perks.
Oh,
So
okay.
think about it. You're hitting an ammo dump.
Yeah. Okay.
There's less, like, that's their thing is, we hit an ammo dump, blew it up.
Alright.
There's less stuff to be shooting. Or less stuff for them to use to shoot at you, I should say.
I see. Alright, take on. And as soon as you are able. Raise gear.
You can just go ahead and run lean. As soon as you're off the ground, you're fine, and
Alright.
if it takes forever to get up to altitude, it's okay because you're over England and you don't have anything to worry about. Yeah, so that's how you set a custom heading if you want, is by, clicking the purple and then you tag the
Mm-hmm.
that heading, and it'll just fly in that direction for as long as you let it.
Just fly forever.
Well,
I
until you run out of fuel and you no longer have an airplane, you have a glider.
Just
And
a glider that's very heavy.
yeah. So hit 3, see what we got. Oh, there's your first target. Okay. I would probably go ahead and get your engineer into their turret and get the bombardier ready and the bomb bay doors open and all that fun stuff. Since you're heading in that direction anyways, go ahead and get that photo target. Oh yeah, you are going to need... I keep forgetting that you don't have your bombardier trained good yet. Okay, get going in the right direction and then you got a gunner out of ammo. Check on your engineer, how he's doing on ammo too. And you can probably get back to medium altitude now. I was going to say, you got half a dozen fighters that are untagged, meaning they're shooting at you, you're not shooting at them. That is more important than getting the target bombed. Okay, you still got bomb bay doors open. You still got a bombardier who's not shooting. You've also got people cold, which means you're probably going to want to be at low altitude, but you probably want to do an emergency dive. Never mind. But you see, you've got people who are cold.
Yeah.
So you got to get low.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be fast low. It can just be get low.
Get low, get low.
Yeah. And check with your navigator. Yeah, you're over England, so might as well just get the engineer running lean again. And it looks like the airbase is in view. See if you can get the... If you can get the landing gear lowered, don't worry about it.
Some level up, but ace of spades, customs, crew gear. Got some nice new stuff for everybody. Aircraft. Gun turrets. Nose turret. Good for...
Yeah.
As long as I am to put your bomb over its weight limit. Upgrade your engines to allow higher weight limit. Okay. Can't do that, so I'm going to have to fuselage down.
No, wait, what? Why can't you
Why can't I?
upgrade your engines?
Well, I have standard engine Mark II.
On the port outer.
Oh! Oh, that's... Oh! There's 4 of them.
Yes, there are.
Okay.
And you can have different different engines on different spots.
I see.
So like end game is you have armored inner turret.
Yes.
It's kind of cheating the system a little bit, but you have armored inside engines because those ones take less shots, and if you can protect them, I wouldn't worry about armor for right now. You've been doing fine.
All right.
Right now, I think the guns and you don't have any money really at the moment to get more med kits or anything.
Operation Chariot, or I can just keep doing...
Yeah, this is like what I get sucked into is I'm just gonna do especially early game. I just do low risk mission until I feel comfortably it's probably over tier.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna make sure I survive this.
Sure.
That's my big that's the big thing with this is I'm sure you can kind of guess is that if you were to start losing crew or losing I think there was there was some people you could have trained. We'll have to do that next time. But if you start losing people or losing aircraft, that's really bad because
Yeah.
that means you have to, you know,
train all
kind of
those
start
people
from
back
scratch
up
again and
yeah.
build them back up. So it's much better to. That's why I was thinking I was just going to have you abort that one mission because
Yeah.
it was. Although you had completed the mission already and I didn't realize it, but there comes a point of, okay, we're just going to run. Everything's going to go back to being fine. And then we're going to try again. And I don't know if either I got better at playing it or they fixed something. The first time I played the US expansion, I got trapped really on of I just took a beating at that. Like most of those dead crew that you saw
Yeah.
are from that first US playthrough.
I see.
So I'm thinking we're gonna have you're gonna have to just do low for this, and especially since we're bombing sea targets. But anyways, and I figured out that okay, even though these say easy missions, I'm not able to handle like this one in particular. I know I cannot handle. This one I'm fine with. This one it's a maybe. So it's like okay, do this one. Attempt this one. If it works, great. If not, oh well. The next one, okay, I'm gonna launch and then immediately abort.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna circle back around and it's gonna go through that cycle again.
Okay. Because there's not much of a penalty.
No,
Yeah.
and I mean. Okay, now you got no enemies at the moment, and notice you got one person running low on ammo. So maybe have him go get ammo. That wasn't the person.
That wasn't them.
No, look at who needs ammo. It's the person in the top turret. You see
I see.
Yeah, the person in the rear turret who has an ammo feed that does not need to get ammo.
I didn't see it. Let's go bomb these guys. They're everywhere.
Okay, I don't think you have a bomb bay door open, by the way.
I know. I'll get to it.
Pretty sure those are the only ones. Well, might as well fly towards the navigation beacon then. Why you're on approach? Why are you closing doors?
I thought he might have been further away.
Oh.
God damn it. Everything got tense for a second.
Got it anyways. I don't see him at the moment. They popped up for a second, but they seem to have gone away, so you might as well get your bombardier to... And then once they're done with that, you can get them. I saw lean was off cooldown, so you can go do that again. Oh, now you got fighters. I'd be more worried about the fuel at this point, honestly. And being at low altitude means they're not going to be underneath you that much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they're gone now, so... so this becomes a thing, like... The best altitude to use all of your guns is at medium altitude. Because then you're using the upper turret and the lower turret. Low altitude doesn't tend to use the lower turret that much, and high altitude doesn't use the top gun that much because nothing's really flying above you. I think it should be okay.
Oh, that looked like I got close to the ground.
Flying at low altitude. I mean... You didn't die again.
Yeah.
Woo!
Mission complete. Yeah. Turned and re-premiered. Okay. New skill. Probably the
Okay, so
mid-alt photo. Oh, yeah, there we go.
that's why I kept forgetting that you could only take pictures from a low altitude, because that's a early on thing.
This is my Hydraulics Mark II. There we go.
That's probably going to be a thing. First of all, go
Yes.
to training.
Trading. So our engineer
Is going to get trained as a gunner, because again,
they
spends a
do
lot of time in the gun turret.
our,
Okay, this is where I'm going to tell you the general plan, and you
Okay.
can choose to ignore it or not.
okay.
The navigator,
Yes.
if you notice, if the electrical system goes down,
Mm-hmm.
becomes useless because they can't radar.
Ah,
So, you train the navigator as an engineer,
yes.
and then you train the
Radio op
I mean, no, not the navigator. Sorry, you train the radio op as the engineer.
as the engineer.
You train the navigator as a backup navigator.
Navigator as a backup
Radio
op?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because you can survive for a bit without having a navigator. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So you can send the navigator to go do engineering stuff
Okay.
and have the go look at your flight suits available. Go down, hit thermal flight suit 2. That's not that bad. Go ahead and equip that.
Okay.
If you notice you were having you keep having problems at night at mid-altitude of getting
Yeah.
too cold,
Mm-hmm.
and that shouldn't be that big of a deal, so we're, giving it a little bit.
Nah. They're just pilot's caps. Leather flying helmet. Flak helmet. Alright. Oxygen. I don't need that.
Yeah, oxygen you only need at high altitude, and you aren't to the point of needing to fly at high altitude or being able to effectively, so...
Mm-hmm. Toughened leather. Fingerless woolen gloves. Boots. Toughened leather boots. Alright, cool. Alright, and then aircraft.
Let's go see how expensive that,
Going to
it's under system.
got that. Systems, hydraulics. Mark II. Yep.
Buying that. I think that's... Oh, no, that's inside your price range. If you
I get
wanted
that.
it. If you wanted to get... you could upgrade your ventral gun. That's the bottom gun.
Oh.
Although I think you're running up against weight limit again, so you might want to
Okay.
upgrade.
Ventral
Engine.
turret. 2. Yeah, I think that... Well, I'm already...
No, that's showing you where it's going to be if you actually do equip it,
Oh,
and
it
it's
would be.
in red because
I
it's not
see.
going to let you because
Yes.
you're going to be too heavy.
Too heavy. So I need... another new engine. Might as well bump them all up now. There we go.
Yeah, you've got a bit before the next engine becomes available, so...
Alright. Alright, so it's 10:12. That good for tonight?
Yeah.
Alright. I will menu and save. Or does it already save?
It's going to save automatically.
Alright.
So if you actually go to menu.
Menu. Oop. Is this menu? Menu?
yeah.
Quit the main menu?
Yeah.
Alright.
And then hand me the keyboard just
Yeah.
to...
Save and quit.
I want to see if I can quick. We might do one mission real quick.
Alright. Let's see if this... Shit. I got the keyboard, mouse pad.
Can I just... Yeah, sure, why not?
Oh.
So this is me, you know, in a late game
Yes.
where everything is upgraded. So, armored engine, like I said, armored engines inside, lightweight engines outside, because that gives you the lift necessary. And once you're in the air, it stops. Like, it doesn't matter what engine you have running as long as a engine is running.
Okay.
Gun turrets.
Yes.
Quad 50s all around with the ammo feed.
Yes.
So no reloading
Ooh.
necessary. Systems all upgraded, so max electrical, hydraulic, radar.
Ooh.
Oxygen, oddly enough, still at Mark 1.
Huh.
Whatever. Again, oxygen, unless you're running at high altitude, it's not that big of a deal. So, obviously, I think this was more of a weight thing than anything else.
Oh.
I was just running up against, like, the absolute,
Yeah.
I do not have.
I see.
Fuel tanks, I didn't spring for the self-sealing fuel tank because, again, like, this has worse, so it has worse armor than the one I have now, and you can just transfer fuel.
Yeah.
Equipment, I've got
3 slots.
3 slots all around. Is this? I think this was set up for my emergency bailout.
For your,
maybe.
For your achievement hunting.
Yeah. Fuselage, I have a lot of the Mark 7 armored fuselage with a little bit of the lightweight.
Yeah.
And then I don't have any of the survival stuff equipped again because, you know, if you're need to bail out, things have already gone horribly awry. Where's something? Looking for something that would be fun to do quick. You know what? We'll just do this. Oops, there it is. Notice I have so some of the stuff you'll eventually unlock, or if we keep playing this, we'll eventually unlock. So the gunners have abilities, like they have different ammo types they can choose, which don't use the regular ammo. So incendiary is just good all around, armor piercing, high explosive. You can also choose to focus on targets or just like a defensive, like spread fire around, like discourage them from approaching. Radio op, the ever-present radio for recon, which you've used a little bit. Auto tag automatically tags any enemy's fighters in the area.
All right.
Which is useful when you get all of a sudden behind and there's a lot of them or something. The other fun thing, I think we're going to have to go to low altitude here, because we're going to need to be low for the ship, and I don't want to go all the way up to high altitude, and I think it's getting too bright to navigate by the stars anyways. Anyways. Oh, also, call Spitfires.
Yes.
So you can call fighter backup to help deal with those pesky fighters. Come on, navigator. Navigate. What's with all the clouds on this thing?
There you go. You know, you think I'd get tired of that, but I don't. What do you think that... Do you think that there's a physical, like, existence of that sound, or it was made completely electronically?
I'm gonna go with electronically.
All right. Because I was wondering if, like, if there's such a thing as like a high-pitched tuba.
I'm gonna go with high-pitched tuba is a contradiction in terms.
Oh, not tuba. I mean, like a trombone, but which is still kind of a thing. But it's just like a high octave.
It's not a trombone sound. It's not a brassy
Oh,
sound.
it's not a brass sound?
No.
You know what? It's probably a string. It sounds kind of like a violin.
Maybe.
That might be what it is.
Okay, so this is apparently the thing that we have to follow. I wonder if this is the critical mission that you have available to you at the moment.
It was at Operation something something.
I mean, they're all Operation something something. So
I
that's not a whole
remember
lot.
it looking similar.
Okay.
So are you protecting?
Yeah, we are. So if this is the thing that I'm thinking it is, it's based on a real life mission.
Oh.
So Germany had already taken over France, and France had naval repair ports on, like, Navy, not just like shipping Navy.
Yeah.
Like battleship repair facilities. Yeah, if you notice, they chewed those things up real quick. But anyways, so captured France, and Britain wanted to keep that Atlantic port, like, disable it, or prevent it from being used by the Nazis, so that they couldn't wreak as much havoc on transatlantic shipping, or at least make it more dangerous for them too. Like, they wouldn't be able to repair their ships as easily. So they took an obsolete destroyer, loaded it up with explosives, rammed it into the dry dock, and ran like hell. And I think some of the special ops people who were manning the ship, because, you know, even a destroyer takes some work to get done. And I think some of them got captured, but I think most of them got away. And the Nazis were just standing around being like, hey, look at these guys that, you know, thinking they're going to ram a boat into the dry dock and destroy it. At which point the explosives went off.
Oh, jeez.
And basically put the dry dock out of commission permanently.
Made that dry dock a wet dock real quick.
I think it ceased to be a dock at that point is more accurate.
They made a new lake. Well,
A new inlet.
a new inlet, yeah. They made some fjords.
So nobody else can see, but Crowin just walked in and is looking at us like we're crazy.
I see you guys have taken my stream.
Yes.
Oh, nope, I got it. Cool.
How dare you?
We've taken. I'm sitting in the spot where you once sat.
Is that? How dare you sit in the spot he once
How
sat?
dare you sit where you once sat?
Is that Biddy?
There's Biddy.
That's Biddy. Hey, Biddy. John, I need more info on your video, man. I'm like, I want to help, but I'm also like mega tired. I kind of want to die. I mean, not like die, like never cease to exist, but more like just sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like we can change the way dying works, and it's just you falling asleep for like
being
14 hours, probably pooping yourself, but you know, that's fine. I mean, it's acceptable.
You've been up since
Forever.
Forever,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys flying? Why are you guys flying a plaid shirt? What's
It's because it's a tartan nightmare.
the tartan nightmare?
So I was bored on this playthrough and decided, you know what? I'm gonna make this like ridiculous paint scheme, and there's like the spat thing. So why not name it the Tartan Nightmare? And that was Tartan Nightmare 1. And then on this particular playthrough, I destroyed 5 of them before
Wow.
landing on this one, which was Tartan Nightmare 6.
Well, it's good to see that you're repping Express as a sponsor, apparently, of your aircraft.
Did you see? Did you see our plane? Well, the courtesy flusher.
I haven't because I was in the middle of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think you had the pearl camo on for hair or paint scheme on for long.
Not for. I changed it to the
Olive drab.
the olive, which was nice. Oh, jeez,
Yep.
they did it.
What did Biddy say? I can't see it.
He's waiting my turn in. What the? I'm waiting my turn in the Fridalis to get my shot critiqued.
Okay.
My Fridailies.
Yeah, Fridays.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
that's the
waiting
thing.
my turn in the Fridailies to get my shot.
All right, we'll just work on it tomorrow, John. I'm like over here like, what should I do? Should I go to bed? Should I not? Those chicken nuggets were good.
I'm glad you enjoyed some food. I can't tell you. It was like. So I got up, well, because Kevin and Mike had gotten back from the work that they were doing, and so Mike was trying to make coffee. So first he fills up the coffee pot and just puts it like back, like he was going to boil the water. And then Kevin was like, "That's not how you make coffee." And then he got out a filter and put it in, like he poured the water into the coffee maker. He got out a filter and he put it in, and then he forgot to put the coffee in. And so he turned the coffee maker on, and so it was just putting hot water into the coffee pot. And we're like, "You forgot to put coffee in?" He's like, "No, I didn't forget to put coffee in. What are you talking about?" And he pulls out this soppy wet filter. He's like, "Don't you say anything."
It's the look. Listen, I feel attacked. I would like it was Crystal Light coffee. It was
Yeah.
just really, you couldn't see it is what it was, because you know Crystal Light, they make coffee.
Mm.
And then I've switched it out for Folgers. I did drink that. It gave me like a nice boost of energy that I needed.
Mm-hmm.
And surprisingly, I didn't mess anything up
Good.
tonight. That cup of coffee was the exact thing I needed.
What'd Sequoia think?
I didn't really ask her
Oh, all right.
because we were there, so
Yeah.
it was like we'll see.
All right.
She's out partying with Mo and Amalia.
All right.
She said she killed them, and then she was like, "No, I'm kidding." So I think she's a murderer now.
Oh, okay.
She's probably on the run. So that's probably what's happening.
All right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on. In this
Hey, are you
mission.
guys dropping aid? Is that like first? Are you guys dropping aid on your targets?
No.
This is how America works. We drop aid.
Well, they're British. So it's not even how America works.
Well,
I mean,
no.
Although
British-
we just basically took the British sensibilities and ramped it up to 11.
Yeah, ramped. Yeah, exactly. We're just a better version of the British. Look, see, like right there, he's shooting first. Those are bandages. He's shooting at the enemy. That's first aid. See, look at that. Oh, he's going down because he doesn't need first aid anymore. That's why they're in the air. Well, you need to put his fire out, Nick. Put his fire out with those, with the first aid bullets. Why do they sound like they're Chinese? What's happening?
It's bad radio intercom quality, of course.
Yeah.
You know.
This is gibberish. Yeah, that's it.
And if you notice how fast my radar is spinning compared to yours.
Oh, wow. It's a very good radar. You get a lot of money for these missions.
Nick has been waiting to play this game with us on stream, and the one night where I can't do it.
Well, I don't know if you heard. We might be doing this again next week, Tuesday, with Kevin, since he was not able to.
Yeah, and then we'll just do Breath of Fire on Wednesday. That sounds good.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Return to form.
Yeah. I don't have to do a bunch of stuff anymore after that. After Sunday. I mean, I don't have to do a bunch of stuff tomorrow afternoon. But I'm gonna.
Yeah. I don't have to do anything.
Because I'm working on projects and things.
Doing your stuff. Doing your...
It's good.
Do your stuff.
Lots of fire. Nick, Nick, you're gonna, dude, turn a windshield wiper on. This is too much. This is, turn around, back to base. This is.
I'm trying to get back to base.
Yeah, it's raining. The street lights are on. It's time to go home. You're not allowed to be out this late. You're gonna get in trouble. The commander's just gonna be standing with his hands on his hips, shaking his head. Wait till your father gets home. Get in there and wash up for supper.
The leader of the Air Force.
Leader of the Air Force.
Father. Wow.
Wow, nice landing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the kind of firepower you can one day look forward to acquiring, and just, I mean, granted, I should probably be shooting at higher level fighters than that, so they, you know, take a few more hits and you get more for it. But yeah.
Wow. Well, that's about what I expect with your level of experience.
Nicely done. Everyone returned safely.
Mm-hmm.
They can take well-deserved rest and leave.
All right. So.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
No, go back for 1 second.
Okay.
Or don't go for 1 second.
Don't go there.
I forgot. We should have some new names.
Some new names
somewhere.
in Memorial.
This is incredibly morbid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Crow Windy, Sequoia, Naresar.
Oh no, not Sergeant Crow Wendy.
Crow Windy. Crow Windy.
All right.
Sequoia Bossman.
Now you can
All
go
right.
back to Couch Cam if you want.
Couch Cam.
Sergeant Sequoia Bossman.
Yeah, they died on the second mission.
I think it was the first real mission you
I
had.
think it was the first real mission. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
go
now,
well.
Mike, you have to
Mike,
walk past this wall every time you go
crashed.
into work. You have to walk past this wall every day you go to your office, and you have to look at those
I have
names.
to live with it.
Yeah.
I have to live for them. All right, so Monday, Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, and we have an extra thingy, so now you'll be able to see Michael's
Oh,
game.
we'll be able to.
Oh,
be able
you
to
got
put-
one of those.
I found it in my room. It was just there.
It was just a thing.
I was like, no, I was setting up my cameras and stuff for today, and there was
Yeah.
just another thing. So now we can actually.
All right, so you get some footage of me
I could just switch to Michael's camera when we're
If
like,
it works.
oh no, look at what Michael's doing.
with
you
a Steam
can't
link.
see it. Yeah.
That is. So we'll see about that.
I'll just fuck the Steam link, dude.
Right.
It's such a. It's sorry.
We
Steam,
were so mad.
Steam, you need to fucking sponsor us. We're
Steam,
such
you
fans
need
of
to
your products.
Take away DHCP because
HDCP.
HDCP,
Yeah.
DHCP. is
High
something
definition
else.
content protection.
Like, what are you protecting? It's Steam Link. There's not Netflix. There's not YouTube. It's games, and people want to see it. Maybe
They
you're
don't know
trying
what
to
you're
protect
talking
your
about.
own. Maybe they want to protect their own stream. Like, that's a thing. Like, Could you? No, it's probably dumb and stupid. But it's like you do Steam stream.
Nobody really
to
works at Valve
something.
anymore. It's just Gabe, and he's up there just frantically like,
Just
oh
Gabe.
fuck, oh fuck.
Not even frantically. He's just like
Jesus.
sitting
Oh,
around and he's
oh,
like,
God.
"Why is nobody playing Anthem? Not Anthem. Artifact. Why is nobody playing Artifact?
Yeah,
Everybody likes card games that you buy and then you have to pay more to play. Everybody likes stupid, like playing 3 card games at the same time, but they somehow relate to each other. Man, fuck Artifact. Are you kidding me? That game is so dumb. It's stupid.
No.
It's not fun. I played
know-
it like 3 times. I was like, this isn't intuitive or simple or like makes
know-
me want to keep playing at all.
I know how to bring Valve back from the brink, man. The
Brink
Cones
2?
of Dunshire.
It's done, Jack.
Let's bring the Cones of Dunshire to Steam, everybody.
It's about the cones.
It's about the cones.
It's about the cones.
Or Choba scones, which is
Choba
yeah,
scones.
which is an even weirder
Oh,
reference because
geez,
no one
yeah.
will ever fucking know what that is.
Nobody knows. Okay, so Monday, Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
Tuesday, maybe more Bomber Crew with Captain Cleveland.
Yes.
Wednesday, Breath of Fire. Everybody's looking forward to that. Thursday, Adventure Game Thursdays.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, Friday, something special. Look forward to it. All right. Well, once again, we are the Courtesy Flush. I'm looking for that sign-off music.
It's the sound, and it's the middle one.
It's the outro.
Yeah.
That's right. I can never see it because there we go. So I hit that, and then, hey, there's that music. And then we switch to standby. So, hey, everybody wave.